Welcome to Learn Chinese with Dr. Chang. Easiest 40 Chinese characters, 1 through 40. Group 1, Extended. We also have a simplified version at another video. The difference between simplified and extended version is that in the simplified version, we only cover the sound, strokes, and meaning. In extended, we give a lot more richer information. For example, in the extended version, we have associated characters, associated sound and tones, and associated common uses. Let's get started. Yi. Yi means one. This is the Chinese for one. There's another way to write yi. This is the complex Chinese character. This one is typically used in the financial system to make it harder for people to fudge the number. The related sounds are er, meaning two, san, and wu. Here are some of the associated words. Yi hao, number one, or day one, or the first of a month. Yi jin, 1 kilogram. Yi ge ren, one person. Yi tiao yu, one fish. Chinese have this system for counting. Ge is for person and tiao is for fish. Now you also notice that when we say yi ge ren, this is the second tone. When we say yi tiao yu, it's a fourth tone. Yi tian, 1 day, 1 whole day. Yi. This is how to write yi. Er. Er also have a complex Chinese character for financial writing. This also means er. There's another character that's very close to er. That's liang. Liang. They're used slightly differently. Er hao. Number 2. Er liang. 2 ounces. Liang ge ren. You don't say er ge ren. When you count, you say liang, liang ge ren. Liang tiao yu. And liang tian, 2 days. Next one is san. San means 3. San means 3. Here are some of the other tones. San means loose. San means scatter. And this san means umbrella. You can see that the Chinese is really interesting because the same character can have different tones, and the same tone can have different characters. Here are some of the common phrases. 3 号, day 3, number 3. 3斤. 3人, 3 persons. 3条鱼. 3天. Here is a very famous phrase in Chinese. 3人行, 必有我师. 3人行, 必有我师. If I see 3 people walking on the road, one of them must be my teacher. Next one is 4, meaning 4. This is a complex Chinese character. Here are some of other tones. 司机, driver. 司, district. 死 pass away. Here are some of the associated words. 4号 number 4. 4斤 4 ounces. 4个人 4 people. 4条鱼 4 fish. 4天 and this is how to write 4. Next, 五 this is a complex one. 五 can have different tones. First tone, 乌. This character means dirty or soiled. 无 this character means none, doesn't exist. 误 fourth tone, mistake. Here are some of the other associated words. 五号 number 5. 五斤 5 kilograms. 五个人 5 people. 五条鱼 5 fish. 五天 Now I want to show you here, those are some of the characters associated with different tones. First tone, 乌 This wu means home. This wu is a song, and this one is a witch. Second tone, wu. None. This is a family name. And this means myself. I. Third tone, wu. Dancing, army, martial arts, and cover. Smother. Fourth tone, wu, mistake, understand, object, and hate. Now this is interesting because this same character can have two different sounds. This can also be or u. Here is how to write it. Next one is Liao, 6. Liao. This is a complex one. Here are two other tones. Lu can mean 6 or it can mean land. This same character can have different sound. It can be Liao or Lu. Very interesting. And I'm sure very confusing. Here are some of the associations. 6号 number 6. 6日 day 6. 6月 June. 6天 6 days. 第六天 第六天 means day 6. So 六天 means 6 days. And 第六天 means day number 6. This is how to write 6. Next one is 七. 七 means 7. This is the complex way to write 七. This is how you write the character 七. Here are some of the associated words. 7号 7斤 7个人 第7天 meaning day number 7. 7天 means 7 days. Same as before. Here's another character, 八. 八 means 8. This is how you write it. 八. This is the complex way of writing 八. Here are some of other characters with different tones. 八节 meaning to approach, getting close. 把 to pull, and 把 means to dominate. Here are some of the other characters and associations. 8号 number 8. 8斤 8 kilograms. 8个人 8 people. 八爪鱼 octopus. A fish with 8 tentacles. 8天 8 days. 9. 9 means 9. This is a complex Chinese character. 9. Here are the characters with different tones. 鸠 falcon. 9 wine. 就 already. 9号 day 9. 9斤 9人 9条鱼 9天. The next character is 10. 10 means 10. And this is a financial way of writing 10. This is how to write it. It's like a cross. Here are the same sound but different tones. 10 means to donate. 10 means to pick up. So the same word and same sound, same tones can have different meaning. 是 means yes. Here are some of the associations. 10号 number 10 or day 10 of a month. 10斤 10个人 10条鱼 10 fish and 10天. This is the Chinese for 0. 零 零. Chinese did not really invent 0. I think it was learned from the Arabs or from the West. 零. This is how to write it. There is a rain, 雨 element on top and a 令 element on the bottom. Here are characters for different tones. 领 lead. 令 fourth tone, order. 铃 bell. 点 点 点 means point or dot or decimal point. 点. Here are characters for different tones. 电 means electricity. 颠 颠 means to weigh with a hand. If you have an object in your hand and you move it up and down to see how much it weighs. So 电 is very popular, of course, word. And 颠 has a radical of hand. And the right-hand side is a shop. So that means someone at a shop is trying to weigh maybe the weight of a gold. Here is how to write 点. Next one is 百. 百. 百 means 100. This is the financial way of writing 百. Hat and a 日. Here are some of the characters for different tones. 掰 meaning to pry open. This one you can see very interesting. It has the element of 手 on both hands. So you're using two hands to fit an object. That's what it means. 白 means white. 败 means to lose. Here are some of the association of words. 100, 100. 200, 200. One of the uniqueness of the Chinese language is 百,千,万. They all have only a single syllabus of sound. 千,千 means 1,000. This is a complex Chinese character. Here are some of the characters with different tones. 钱 means money. You see the 钱 has a radical on the left of a gold or metal. 浅 means to shallow. It has the radical of water. And 欠 means to owe. This is how to write 千. Very easy. Here are some of the association words. 一千, 四千, 一千一, 一千一 means 1,100. 万, 万 means 10,000. Chinese have a very unique unit. It gives a dedicated name to 10,000. That's 1. So for Chinese, 1 million is 100万, 100 万. Here are some of the characters with different tones. 1 meaning bay. It has a radical of water. 1 plate and 1 night. Here is a association. 万斤, 10,000 kilogram. In Chinese, actually, 斤 is about half a kilogram. And the Chinese call kilogram 公斤, but here I'm not going to make that distinction. 公 means international. 亿, 亿 is Chinese for 100 million. This unit really does not exist in the West, and this is very commonly used. Here are some of the characters with different tones. 移 meaning to move. 已 meaning already. And 移 again meaning foreign. So the Chinese would call foreigners 夷人, foreigners. Here is one that's not associated with counting and numerals. Liao. This character can be pronounced Liao or Le, depending on where they are used in a sentence. It typically is serving the same purpose of ed. If you say, oh, the game is finished, then the ed is kind of like the Liao, meaning game is over, finished. 比赛结束了. The game over. Here is a association. 了解, 了解 means to understand. Third tone. 完了, finished. 了解, 成功了. I finished and I did good. If somebody finished a job, they will say 好了, 好了, 好了. Meaning, okay, I'm done. This character is 人. It's a Chinese for human or person. It is really symbolic, right? It looks like a human. That's really what it means. Here are some of the characters with different tones. 忍 meaning tolerate. 认 meaning to assign. Here are some of the associations. 白人 white man. 千人 1,000 people. 猿人 yuan ren is the ancient humans. You can see the yuan because they have more like a animal, so they have hair. They have the radical of hair. Ge. Ge. Ge is a unit for counting. It means one piece. You count how many people? 一个人、两个人、三个人、四个人、五个人。That's how Chinese people count. Here are some of the characters with different tones. Ge, brother. Ge, spear. That's the weapon used in wars. Some of the association of words. 一个 one 个体 single body 三个 three. Ge have other ways of counting. When we count birds, we say 一只鸟. When we count fish, the Chinese say 一条鱼. When the Chinese count flowers, they say 一束花 or 一朵花. So ge is kind of like a arrow. Shang. Shang means upper, approach, move up. Shang. You have the elevator. Elevator in Chinese is called electric stairs, 电梯. So you have the upper moving up or moving down. Shang. Here are the characters with different tones. Shang means business. Shang means to tip. Give somebody a bonus. Give somebody a reward. Here are some of the associations. 上前 approaching forward. 上级 upper level, upper management. Your boss. 上下 up and down. 上电梯 enter elevator. 电梯上行 elevator is moving up. So 上 can be both a verb and a noun. It's a very multi-purpose character. The opposite of 上 is 下. 下 means lower, down, moving down. Here are some of the characters for different tones. 虾 shrimp. 霞 sunset. 下 scare. Here are some of the other associations. 下楼 going downstairs. 下车 getting off a car. 上下. Let's try to write the character for 霞. 霞 you can see have a top of 雨. And then it's pretty complex on the bottom. That's 霞. 大. 大 means big. It's symbolic. 大. The opposite is 小. Here are the characters with different tones. 搭 means to catch a ride. 搭车 ride share. 打 arrive. Arrived. 打 to fight. Some of the associations. 大人 adults. 大小 big and small. 大大 is very interesting. 大大 is a Chinese way for calling someone uncle. For example, the Chinese would call its leader Xi Jinping 习大大. That's a kind of endearing way of calling someone. 也 也 means two. This is how you write 也. Here are some of the variations of tones. 椰 coconut. 爷 grandpa. You can see the 爷 actually have the radical of 父 father on top. Here is the association. 我也是 I am too. 子 means son or children, child or man. 子. For example, people are familiar with the Chinese names like Confucius. Confucius is 孔子. There is a book called Sun Tzu's Art of War. Sun Tzu, Tzu means 子, means young man named Sun. Here are some of the characters with different tones. 兹 meaning the. If I write a letter introducing someone, I will say 兹介绍, meaning here I introduce so and so. 兹 nourish, it has the element of water. 自 means self. This is how to write 子. Son is 儿子. 儿子. Mo. This is a weird character because it really doesn't get used independently. It's always at the end of a question. 什么? 为什么? 你怎么了? Mo. For example, if I say, do you understand Trump or understand any other person? I can say, 了解 Trump 吗? Understand Trump? Right? That means a question. 为什么 meaning why. 怎么了? What happened? Mo. Xiao. Xiao is the opposite of 大, of course. Here are some of the characters for different tones. Xiao, family name. Xiao, school. Xiao, laughter. Here are some of the association of words. 小心, attention, be careful. Small heart. 小心. 小子, small you. Hey buddy. Hey bro. This is GONG. GONG can be used with many other words. GONG itself really is not meaningful, but you can put it into 工作 meaning work, 工人 meaning worker, 工程 meaning engineering, 施工 meaning apply work. Here are some of the characters with different tones. 共 common, 拱 meaning to dig with a mouse. So this is 公. In China, people call this railroad track 公字钢, a steel that has a cross section of 公. 不 不 means no. 不. Here are some of the characters with different tones. 步 meaning department. 步 step, walk. 布 fabric. Here are some of the associations. 不行 nope. 不好 nope. 不要 don't do that. You notice that I used the fourth tone for 不行 and 不好, and I used the second tone for 不要. That's very interesting. You don't say 不要. If you say 不要, that sounds like a foreigner, but a real Chinese would say 不要. If a foreigner, what Chinese call Westerner, says 不好, they might say 不好. That's not good. It's 不好. So it's very easy to tell if somebody speaks Chinese as a native. 中 means middle. center. Here are some of the characters. 中 clock, 重 heavy, 重 seed. This seeding, this seed have a radical of a plant. This one has a radical of metal. Here are some of the common associations. 中国 China, Middle Kingdom. 中间 middle. 中心 center. Here is how to write 中. The character 国 is very interesting because it really is a fence with a king, with a wang inside, and a little dot. That makes it jade. 方. Fang can mean square, direction, or side. It can be a 方块, a block, like this, 方块, or 方向, which direction, 方位, what position, 北方, north side. Here are different characters for different tones. 放, to place or drop. 防, to guard. 仿, meaning to imitate. 放. 方. Now we're getting close to the end of the first group of 40. 天. Tian can mean sky or day. For example, 每天 meaning every day. 天天 also means every day. If you complain to a friend that your work is boring, then you would say, 我每天都干一件事. I do the same thing every day. You can also tell your friend, 我天天都干一件事. That's a little stronger. Here are some of the characters with different sound. 甜 to feel, 甜 to leak, 甜 sweet. You see both the 甜 and 甜 have the element of 舌 tongue, and the element of 吐 is on feel. 分. Fen means to divide or minute. 分. 分蛋糕 cutting a cake. 分 first tone frequent. 粉 tomb. 粉 pink. Here are some of the associations. 分秒 minute and second. 分解 breakdown. 分钟. 分钟 means a minute. 分 is a minute, but 分钟 is also a minute. 从. 从 have two people, two humans, side by side or following each other. Here's another character called following, 随. 从 and 随 are basically all follows, but they are used a little differently. There's even a Chinese phrase called 随从. 随从 just means attaché, assistant. Here are 从 with different tones. 葱 green onion. 葱 clever. You see the green onion have the radical of 草, of grass on top. And the one clever have the radical of ear. Next one is 日. 日 means day or sun. 日. The close association of 日 is 月. And if you put a 日 and 月 together, this means 明, bright, light. 明. 周日 means Sunday. 每日 means every day. 月. 月 can mean months. It can also mean moon. Here are some of the characters for different tones. 约 make appointment, date. 月 pass. 月 heal. 明月 meaning bright moon. 六月 June. Okay, we only have 5 more to go in the first group of 4. You're doing great. 他 means he, him. 他 there is a radical of 人 with a 也. 他 that's for the male version. You might say 是他 is him. Right? The Chinese may shout out 是他 the crime was committed by him. He's the one. 就是他 it's him. 女 means female, girl, woman, lady. 女 this can also be a radical. A lot of times because people don't have the way to type in this complex ü, they just do NV. NV sometimes is replacement, simplicity. Here are some of the associations of words. Ma means mother. Mei means younger sister. Jie means older sister. You see, they all have the 女 radical. 女人 women. 女儿 daughter. 妇人 women. 妇女 of course also means a woman. Here is the female version of 她. 她 it has the radical of a female and a 也. It means her or she. Here are some of the other characters with different tones. 她 collapse. 塔 tower. 踏 means to step on or kick. Somebody might say 她走了. She already left. That's 她 she. 了 means already, right? It's an ed. She left. She lived. Okay. Last one before the last. 门 门 门 is really symbolic character. This one shows the migration of the writing of 门 from symbol to the simplified. 门 门 闷 if you put a heart in a 门 that person must be very bored. That's 闷. This 闷 is very interesting. You can see it has an element of fire, and then it has a 门 and a 心. So this means slow cooking, torturing someone. Association. 开门 open door, 关门 close door, 门锁 door lock, 锁门 lock door. So 锁门 is a verb and 门锁 is a object. Okay, this is the last one of the group 40. First group. 门, this is a human radical. It means we. It means a lot of us. 我们 we. 他们 they. 人们 people. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to do something fun here. I'm going to read the Chinese pinyin chart really fast and see if you can catch up. Okay. This is how I do it. 波夫摩佛德特诺勒哥科和基西西支持斯支持时日一物 Vowels A O E U U I A O O N N ang ya ye yao yu yan yin yang ying wa wo y we wan wen wang on yue yun. Can you match this? I'm sure you can. Okay, so thank you very much. This is a Learn Chinese with Dr. Chang. I see a lot of the Chinese teaching materials and I just shake my head, right? This is no way to teach people. Chinese is not an easy language and we don't make it harder. So I try to make it easy. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in future episodes of learning how to read, write, and sound.